The blessed Prophet Muhammad said, "Whoever among the people of the book recites a good word, expecting a reward from Allah, he will have a tenfold reward from Allah. And whoever among the people of the book recites a good word and does not know that it is from Allah, he will have a tenfold reward from Allah. And whoever among them recites a bad word, expecting that it is from Allah, he will be told on the day of resurrection, do not recite it, for Allah has not said it, and he will be cursed. But whoever recites a bad word and knows that it is from Allah, he will get a special reward." Narrated by Ahmad. This is to inform all viewers that this is a compilation of different sources, where the stories of prophets are not. So if we use any uncomplimentary language while narrating the story, that does not imply that we are saying bad things about our beloved Prophet Muhammad or any other prophet of Allah. Herod. In the annals of history, few names echo with such infamy as Herod, the great king of Judea. Born into a line of ambitious men, Herod ascended the throne with the support of Rome, becoming the first client king of Judea. Yet his path to power was paved with the blood of his kin. His father, Antipater, a shrewd politician, secured Herod's position through alliances with the Romans. But once the alliance was made, he saw no further use for his eldest son and banished him. Young Herod, however, harbored dreams of power. He waited patiently, biding his time until his opportunity struck. The death of his father provided that chance. Now alone and vulnerable, Herod seized control of Jerusalem, crushed opposition, and established his dynasty. Herod's insecurities. From the outset, it's essential to understand the man at the heart of this story, a man driven by deep-seated insecurities. Despite his power and opulence, Herod's heart was a desolate wasteland, barren of peace and tranquility. His wealth could not buy him happiness, nor his might secure him genuine respect. You see, true power often stems from a place of inner strength and confidence. But Herod's power was brittle, resting precariously on a foundation of fear and ruthlessness. He wielded the scepter not because he felt he had an inherent right to rule, but solely because he had outmaneuvered and outmurdered his rivals. His grip on the throne was so tenuous that he lived in a perpetual state of anxiety, always anticipating a challenge to his authority. This gnawing fear turned him into a paranoid ruler, suspicious of everyone around him, ready to pounce on the slightest hint of disloyalty or rebellion. Imagine living in a gilded cage of your own making, surrounded by luxury and power, yet feeling utterly alone and perpetually threatened. That was the tragic fate of Herod the Great. Birth of Isa. Meanwhile, in a humble abode in Nazareth, a young woman named Maryam was going about her daily life. Little did she know that she was destined to play a pivotal role in world history. One day, as she entered the sanctuary of the house of prayer, the very air seemed to crackle with divine energy. Suddenly, an ethereal voice echoed in her heart, an announcement that shook her to her core. Archangel Gabriel appeared before her, bringing news that would change her life forever. Maryam, indeed Allah has chosen you and purified you and chosen you above the women of the world. Overwhelmed, Maryam questioned how she, a mere mortal, could bear a son without a human father. To her, it seemed impossible, yet divine mysteries are beyond the realm of human comprehension. Jibril explained that Allah's will was beyond earthly logic. She was to conceive through the power of Allah, bearing a son who would be extraordinary, a beacon of light in a world shrouded in darkness. With newfound resolve, Maryam accepted her divine calling. Her journey was fraught with challenges, including disbelief from her own people, but her faith remained steadfast. Her story is a testament to the unwavering spirit of a woman chosen by God for an extraordinary purpose. Herod's paranoia and order for genocide. News spread like wildfire. The child born in the humble surroundings of Nazareth was no ordinary babe. Whispers turned to shouts, rumors to certainties. He wasn't just any child. He was the Messiah, the Savior spoken of in ancient texts. King Herod's ears, attuned to every murmur in his kingdom, picked up these whispers. His heart skipped a beat. Was this child the threat he had feared for so long? The scriptures had foretold the coming of a Messiah, a leader who would bring justice and usher in a new era. Could this child be the one spoken of in prophecy? If he were Herod knew, he stood in grave danger. His iron-fisted rule, built on the backs of the oppressed, could crumble before this child who symbolized hope and liberation. Fear twisted his features, turning his face. He paced his opulent chambers, the soft carpets muffling his heavy steps. Each whisper he heard, each tale brought to him by his spies, chipped away at his composure. The grand facade of the powerful king crumbled, revealing the insecure, ruthless man beneath. Driven by paranoia, he issued an order that echoed with the darkest chapters of human history. Every male child under the age of 2, in Bethlehem and the surrounding areas, was to be put to death. It was a chilling decree, aimed at snuffing out any potential threat, ensuring that the rising sun would not see the dawn of a Messiah during his reign. Escaped to Egypt. Isa and his family, blissfully unaware of the looming danger, continued to live their lives in Nazareth. But Allah Almighty had other plans. Perhaps it was a dream, perhaps a whispered warning from a passerby, but something prompted Yusuf, Isa's father, to take his family to Egypt. Little did they know, it was a divine whisper, guiding them away from harm. As they settled into their new home, a sense of normalcy began to envelop them. It was as if Egypt had been prepared to be a haven for the Holy Family. Their stay was not to be a curse, but a blessing in disguise. While the shadow of Herod loomed large over Bethlehem, casting an ominous pall over the region, Yusef's decision to heed the call of faith proved to be their salvation. They were spared from the clutches of fate that had befallen so many innocent children in Bethlehem. Herod's demise and the fulfillment of prophecy. Back in Jerusalem, King Herod, having accomplished his heinous task, was consumed by a strange emptiness. He had eliminated all the male children in an attempt to snuff out the Messiah, but his victory was hollow. Guilt and paranoia gnawed at him. The scriptures had warned of a Messiah, and he had failed to heed the signs. As days turned into weeks and weeks into months, a profound realization dawned on Herod. His actions, driven by blind fear, had failed to alter destiny. The Messiah was born, and there was nothing he could do to change it. The very prophecy he had tried so hard to thwart was unfolding right before his eyes. His grand schemes had come to naught, leaving him isolated and defeated. The weight of his crimes pressed down on him, and soon illness struck, hastening his demise. When he passed away, it wasn't with the fanfare of a great king, but with the quiet finality of a man who had lost everything. History remembers him, not for his supposed greatness, but for his paranoia and brutality. The tyrant had met his end, but the story of the Messiah was just beginning. Lessons from the Islamic narrative. Tyranny never lasts. Throughout history, countless tyrants have risen, believing their power is absolute, their grip on authority unshakable. Yet Islamic history serves as a reminder that no tyrant can escape the reckoning of justice. The downfall of figures like Pharaoh, Nimrod, and Qarun stands as testament to this truth. Just as they met their demise, so too shall any tyrant who oppresses the righteous. Allah assures us that tyranny cannot persist. Allah's promise echoes through the ages, and we have certainly seen the meeting of the unjust and the destruction of the evildoer. Those who amass power, believing they are untouchable, who revel in their authority while oppressing the innocent, will ultimately face divine retribution. The downfall of Herat serves as a grim reminder of this truth. Allah protects His chosen. The narrative of Harat and Maryam underscores a profound truth. Allah Almighty safeguards those whom He has selected for His mission. Despite the relentless persecution and the constant threat of harm, these prophets and messengers remain protected under the watchful eye of Allah. Whether it's through divine intervention, miraculous escapes, or the guidance of righteous individuals, Allah ensures that His chosen ones are shielded from harm. It is a reassurance that in the face of adversity and danger, one need not fear, for Allah's grace provides solace and security. The story of Prophet Noah, for instance, illustrates this beautifully. Despite facing ridicule and opposition for over 9, Prophet Noah and his family were preserved on the ark until the righteous remnant of humanity and the animals were saved from the devastating flood. Similarly, when Prophet Ibrahim was thrown into the fire by Nimrod, the flames miraculously transformed into gardens, protecting him from harm. These accounts serve as beacons of hope, reminding believers that Allah's chosen ones are under His divine protection. Truth will prevail. The narrative of Herod and the massacre of the innocents also carries a timeless message. Truth, though it may seem suppressed or defeated momentarily, cannot be silenced forever. The forces of darkness and tyranny may triumph in the short term, but ultimately, it is the forces of light and righteousness that prevail. Just as Prophet Yusuf found his way out of the pit of deceit, falsely thrown into by his jealous brothers, so too does truth find a way to emerge from the depths of suppression. Time and again, history bears witness to this enduring truth. Consider the example of Prophet Musa, who led the Israelites out of the clutches of the tyrannical Pharaoh. Despite Pharaoh's oppressive reign and his attempts to eradicate the Israelites, Musa's unwavering faith and leadership enabled his people to break free from their chains and claim their freedom. The story of Isa's survival and subsequent journey to fulfill his prophetic mission is another testament to this principle. Remember, dear viewers, these stories are not merely tales of the past. They are timeless narratives that continue to shape and influence our world today. They remind us that the battle between good and evil is eternal. But ultimately, Allah's promise that truth shall prevail is what sustains and guides us through the complexities of life. May these lessons from Islamic history continue to inspire and guide us, empowering us to stand up against tyranny, trust in Allah's protection, and never lose hope in the triumph of truth. Thank you for watching, and I hope you liked the video. Please leave a comment below with your valuable feedback. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more updates. Stay blessed and keep learning.